Okay guys, so let's get started. So I'm going to be using my Shade and Light Eye Contour Palette. On this eyebrow, I'm going to show you guys how I do it like a more natural brow. Yeah, as you can tell, I dropped it and it broke. So let's zoom in a little. And on this eyebrow, I'm going to show how I do with powder or like eyeshadow. And I just take this angled brush and I go over any like bald spots per se that I see. Usually I go on the top and on the arch, and then just a little bit on the inner part of my eyebrow just so everything matches and it's not like a whole different total color. I love doing this because it just gives me a more like fluffy, you can say. I love powder, it's so much easier. You guys know this is my favorite spoolie. I don't like the pencil, but I love the spoolie. And this is so much like not a lot of work. I did this in my last video, but I realized that the footage was a little too long, so I just dedicated its own video to it. So here I'm just basically doing the same thing. After I spoolie through it, I realize if I need any more. Okay, so on this other eyebrow, I'm showing you guys how I use my gel. So I just use a gel liner by Maybelline in Espresso, as you can see. I used to go ham on this, you guys know, but I just take a little bit. As you can see, I'm telling you guys, yeah, I got some gel on my finger. But I'm using another angled brush. I spoolie through them, always my eyebrows first before I do anything to them. I just lost the clip of where I did that to the other one, but here I just go over the tail. So my tail is like, I have pretty good eyebrows on its own, but I just like defining the tail a lot more because I don't know. I feel like my front part of my brow is a lot very prominent. Sorry, I forgot how to speak English. But as you can tell, it's way more dramatic than when I do it with eyeshadow. It's just a lot more, not just dramatic, but it's a lot more bold. And you can definitely tell that they're filled in when I have gel in my eyebrows. And this is actually a gel liner. I don't know if I mentioned it, but yeah. And on this eyebrow, I have a little bit less of hair on the front. Not a lot sparse, not so sparse as what I meant. But I just like evening things out because sometimes if you have like a very light front part of your brow, it can actually look a lot worse. But then after I do my brows with the gel liner, I go over it with the same eyeshadows that I used on the other eyebrow. Here I'm just fixing random little stuff, but on the same eyebrow, I go over it with that same eyeshadows that I used because I need to set that gel liner so it won't move. I don't know, it's just, I've always done this and I like my routine. And a lot of people always ask me how I have full brows. Well, first of all, it's genetics. And I didn't start like plucking my brows until after high school. I started high school. So I started to carve out my brows with concealer. I didn't used to do this, and I realized that when I started doing this, I actually got pretty good at my brow game. So this is the brush that I use. It's like a synthetic hair brush that I got off Amazon. It wasn't a kit. I have no idea like where it came from or a specific one, but I just love it. It's really like thick and fluffy. And then I use this other one just to blend everything out. So I go under my brow a lot more than I go on the top or on the side, but I do go whatever's left, like the tiniest little bit on top, just to help out, and my hand wasn't that shy. But I just go back and forth until I'm happy with everything. And I do that to both brows, no matter what. If I know I'm gonna like want everything to look good, I carve out my brows. Even if it's with powder, with gel liner or pomade, I carve out my brows. And I love doing the tail part, as you guys can tell. And to set that concealer, by the way, this is my favorite concealer at the moment. It's the one by Maybelline. I have everything linked down below. This is what I use to set that concealer. This is the Laura Mercier powder. I used to use a yellow powder that came in that eyeshadow palette by Kat Von D, Then I realized that it would make everything more prominent in pictures, especially with flash. So I just take the tiniest little bit at that end. I definitely set a lot with a lot of powder on the actual brow bone, but on the outer parts I don't. I just take the tiniest little bit. Okay, so this is my little trick for anything on your brows to look like actual hair. So I take that angled brush and I take some brow gel, some mascara gel, as you can brow mascara, whatever you want to call it, and I fill in my brows with this, like if I were filling in my brows. I take it on an angled brush because it's a lot more precise than just taking it on its own. But I love this technique because it makes my brows look so like feathery in pictures. I just love it. And I think that I've done this before just with the brow gel. Yes, I have. And it's not bad actually, like with nothing on it but brow gel like this. And it's not bad. They look a lot more natural. Then I take this little tiny brush. I think it's by the Benefit actual brow gel, but I ran out of that. So I just take that little wand and take that other brow gel by Maybelline and just comb it through my brows. I know I should probably be getting another one of this little tiny one by Benefit, but I'm just too lazy and I had this other one, so I'm like, what? Might as well. I like this tiny little wand on this mascara for brows because it just doesn't get the mascara gel everywhere. I keep calling it mascara gel. It's brow gel, Jasmine. So yeah, I love this tiny little brush. But that is it, you guys. This is the shortest video I think I've ever done. So yeah, I love you guys so much. Comment down below what you want to see next. I actually have a planned video. And give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Love you guys. Mwah!